Hi guys, Oud Essentiel by Guerlain. This fragrance was released last year and should be interesting. I'm going to read out loud. So they say, to create the new fragrance in the Absolus d'Orient collection, Guerlain perfumer Thierry Wasser drew his inspiration from the unique and precious oud wood. The fragrance is a majestic celebration of this rare ingredient, which reveals its true strength and sensuality. Both mellow and intense, this woody leather fragrance blends the mysterious notes of leather and frankincense and the sweet notes of Bulgarian rose in a subtle alchemy. A unique olfactory encounter between East and West. This sounds really interesting. I'm a huge fan of the other releases, especially Santal Royal. I'm not that big of a fan of the Amber release in this collection, but Santal Royal, the cinnamon leather thing that's going on, is really well executed, and I find it irresistible actually. So this could be interesting. I haven't smelled this one. I've done some samples videos before on my channel, but it's been a really long time, and I received a comment on my live video from yesterday that, someone asked me to do some more samples, some first initial impressions. So I thought, why not go ahead and check out my sample box, see if there's something that I haven't sniffed before, and this is totally new to me. So for the sake of doing a good review, I'm not going to spray it on a test strip, but rather on my skin. So as you can see, this is unsprayed. Okay, so wow, this immediately reminds me of Santal Royal without even comparing the two. It just pops up first thing to mind, Santal Royal, and I think it's mostly the oud part, the woodiness that comes through initially is very similar to Santal Royal. It's nothing skanky or dirty, it's nothing that will throw you off. I mean, if you've never smelled oud before, it still might be a little, challenging. It might be a little different than what anything woody that you smelled before. Then this might be an eye-opener for you. But still, the oud is contained. It's I wouldn't say soft, but it's a gentle type of oud. It's nothing, shocking. It has a spicy kick to it, definitely has a lot of saffron. Very natural. I mean, there's nothing synthetic about this fragrance in the opening, and that's something that I've seen people talk about with Santal Royal. That's like when that one was released, I mean, it got a lot of criticism for being un-Guerlain-ish. It was it got huge criticism for being a little bit synthetic. To me, I don't really think that way with Santal Royal. I think it still has that typical natural and authentic quality feel that a Guerlain has. But this one has less of that, and I think that's because of cinnamon is a spicy note, but it adds some sweetness to Santal Royal. And you have less sweetness in this fragrance. Like Oud Essentiel is more of that that woodiness from Santal Royal. Has a lot of saffron, and now I definitely get that rose they were talking about. So sweet Bulgarian rose, okay, yeah. I mean, the rose is semi-sweet. It's not the freshest I've smelled. It's very pleasant. I mean, another thing that really comes to mind is, let me see, Rose Flash by Towerville. But if it came to mind, but it's definitely a lot less jammy as Rose Flash. Also, Rose Flash doesn't have oud to me, so that makes it a lot warmer and towards the sensual side than here. I mean, it's a statement fragrance. It's something that will impress a lot of people, as it has that, you know, I wouldn't say masculine, but it still has some presence. It has some kick to it because of that oud. But like I said, it's not dirty. It has that saffron to spicing it up a little bit. The Bulgarian rose is really nice. Now I want to do something else. I want to compare it to this one, Oud Ispahan. Mainly because Oud Ispahan, of course, also has a lot of oud and also rose. So the rose oud thing has been going on for a lot of years. Wow, this is so strange, guys. I mean, when I smell Oud Ispahan first thing, this feels really sharp, really almost medicinal. The oud is really piercing, so to say. And it also has like an incensey vibe because of that. Now comparing this to Oud Essentiel, I mean, Oud Essentiel smells more incensey than Oud Ispahan. And that's really strange, because I thought for a rose oud type of fragrance couldn't get more, you know, incensey than this. I mean, I have smelled a couple more, but this one was one of the most, you know, towards the sharper side of the fragrance spectrum, because of that zingy, you know, medicinal type of oud that felt like incense. But smelling this, I mean, I could see where they, you know, where they got their, you know, they say frankincense, but okay, maybe, yeah, it's coming through in a way. That saffron that I got initially kind of toned down. Yeah, a couple minutes in, and this is really starting to shift in a different direction. It's getting more smoky, incensey. The rose is beautiful. Very well done. This could be a real interesting fragrance for Guerlain. However, if I'm completely honest with you guys, I do feel like, you know, not for this house, but for the overall consumer who, you know, wants a rose oud type of fragrance, this might be a redundant fragrance. There's so many of those around already. I mean, like, we have Oud Ispahan, which is one of the best ever in my opinion. But this has a twist. I mean, it's definitely not a bad release. It's very pleasant. It has that typical Absolus Guerlain vibe. But this is a lot more seductive and sensual. I mean, I would say this is a date night type of fragrance. That cinnamon is amazing. And if I would have to compare Oud Essentiel to Santal Royal upon first impression, I would definitely rate this easily like 10 out of 10 to like 6, 7 out of 10. because of, you know, the nature of the fragrance. If I'm thinking about an oriental fragrance, I like sensuality. I like the fragrance to feel, you know, I hate the word sexy, but you know what I'm going for. And Santal Royal brings that. And Oud Essentiel, this could be a great daytime scent for casual hangouts in the cold weather. I mean, maybe also for work if you're going lightly, because I feel like this has some potency to it. It feels kinda potent. Maybe not as strong as Santal Royal, but I couldn't really judge on that based on this first impression. But guys, that's basically what I get. So it's really not bad. It's really well made. It has the Guerlain type of quality, what you would expect. It's very it's not a clean type of oud, but it's not dirty either. It's somewhere in the middle. It has some, you know, it has definitely an incensey vibe after a couple of minutes when the saffron kind of starts to tone down. And the Bulgarian rose is not really jammy, but it's not totally fresh either. It's a well, you know, it's a fragrance without extremes, maybe except from the incensey vibe, which I didn't expect, to be honest. But overall, really nice. Like I said, I'm really hard on this one, but 6 or 7 out of 10, just because I feel like this type of fragrance has been done so many times before in the fragrance game, so it's not really original, but nevertheless great quality. Okay guys, real quick here, they tricked me. They tricked me good. So I went upstairs thinking I was like done with this video. I thought, yeah, I got my first impressions, that's it. And I started to get something completely unexpected. I don't know, I'm going to check it again. Oh yeah, they did mention it. They said mysterious notes of leather and frankincense. Well, I talked to you about frankincense. I got that frankincense vibe after a couple of minutes when the saffron started to tone down. I mean, I thought it was frankincense. But I think now, from what I'm smelling right now, it's definitely maybe just a little bit of that, but mostly the combination of saffron and leather. And the leather is really, you know, popping at this point, like, you know, 45 minutes in, the leather is heavy. Definitely reminds me a lot about Santal Royal. I mean, at this point, if I would have to compare the two, like take away the cinnamon and add the rose, and basically you could say that, you know, that's it. I mean, there's probably a lot more to it in differences, but to give you a slight idea of, you know, those differences between the two at this point, it's really close. The DNA of the Guerlain Absolus d'Orient collection that they all have, including this one, is definitely, you know, very present at this point in Oud Essentiel. It's not a bad thing, but I just wanted to correct this for you, that it's not really a lot of frankincense. So if you don't like that note, but you do like leather, you won't be disappointed, because like I said, like 45 minutes in, it will, you know, shine. Let me know how you feel about Oud Essentiel. Have you smelled it? And if not, which one is your favorite fragrance by Guerlain up to date? Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.